Hello movie lovers, Bob for Bob's Movie Review here, and today I want to bring you guys a little bit different video. The reason the internet was invented so morons could bring you opinions stated as facts. So today I'm bringing you guys 10 movies to watch this Halloween. I hope you do enjoy the video. Now, this isn't like an end-all, tell-all, top 10 must-watch Halloween movies or anything like that. This is just 10 movies that I picked out from the collection, that are either Halloween or horror-based that I think would make great watches for Halloween. I will include affiliate links to whatever I can for these if you guys can use those links to purchase these movies if you're interested. That does help support the channel greatly. So first up, this one is obvious. Does it even really have to be mentioned? It is the namesake of the holiday and one of the early slasher movies, Halloween from John Carpenter. This one kind of started off the 80s slasher craze, even though it did come out before the 80s. It is known for really popularizing the slasher genre. Now, this one, of course, has Jamie Lee Curtis as well. The movie starts out with Michael Myers killing his sister when he's just a young, I don't know if he's a teenager or a preteen or what he is. I'm sure they mentioned in there how old he is. But he gets sent away to a psychiatric hospital. And now on his 18th birthday, he escapes. And he returns to his home of Haddonfield. And for some reason, he really zeroes in on Jamie Lee Curtis's character. Now, it is real slow because between the time when he kills his sister and his next kill, it's quite a big gap. Now, he does kill somebody off screen. I'm not going to count that one, but there's a pretty big gap in there, and he slowly stalks Jamie Lee Curtis's character, Laurie Strode. Now, it is spooky and creepy that he does this kind of long stalking, but at the same time, it's like, why doesn't he just kill her? Like, what is he waiting for? Why is he stalking her? Is he trying to scare her? What is the point? And then when the nightfall comes, he returns to the house, and Laurie is babysitting in one house and her friend is babysitting in the other. And he kind of stalks the houses, even just kind of walking around, looking in the window, killing a dog. It's like, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Why doesn't he just go in and kill her? It's almost like he's waiting for the boyfriends to show up, and it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. Now, I really love this movie. I think it's, a super creepy movie. They did a really good job with the music. I think the music's probably the best part. Cinematography is also really interesting in this one. And I really enjoy this movie, and it's definitely a Halloween watch. Now, next up, I cheated a little bit. This is the Paranormal Activity Ultimate Chills Collection. The first Paranormal Activity is a movie I love. And if you haven't seen it, it is about this man and this woman living in this house, and they start hearing noises and kind of feeling like something strange is going on. And he has a video camera, so he decides, you know what, I'm going to start videotaping the house. And not a lot happens at first. They just kind of show footage of them sleeping and stuff like that. And then eventually, doors start opening. The floor is creaking, and it just keeps building and building and building very slowly, and it feels super real, which is the scariest part about this movie. One of the few movies that really creeped me out, Paranormal Activity. I love it. It is slow. It is found footage, but it's definitely one to check out. In this set, they do also include Next of Kin, the newest Paranormal Activity. Now, I didn't like that it didn't really tie into the other movies. But just as a found footage horror, it was very interesting as well. They do also have The Unknown Dimension in this, which isn't probably a great Halloween watch because it's a documentary on the movies, but it is definitely one to check out. Okay, one of my favorites here, Haunt. This is from Beck and Woods, who also did A Quiet Place, and this is a great horror movie. Now, this is the Ronin Flicks Blu-ray release of it. The Momentum Pictures release only included a DVD, so if you want the Blu-ray, you got to get a Ronin Flicks. I believe this is like the deluxe version. They have a different version as well. Now, this movie is about this group of teenagers who go out and they stumble upon this haunted house. And by haunted house, I mean a haunt or Halloween attraction. And that's why it's called Haunt. And it's kind of weird because it just appears out of nowhere on the side of the road. And they go in and there's actors inside. But they seem to be doing some really kind of extreme stuff. They're not really involving the people walking through, but it seems really real. And as they go through, they start to realize, wait a minute, maybe this is real. And they start to get hurt and killed, and they have to kind of fight their way out of this place. I didn't care too much for the ending of this one, but a great movie to watch for Halloween, especially if you're going to hit up any haunted houses or haunted attractions and you want to get creeped out first. Definitely check this one out. I also love the masks. They had some really cool witch and a clown and stuff masks. Very cool movie. It's been a while since I've seen this one, but this was about this group of college students, and somebody comes to kill them. It is a slasher, and it felt really similar to me to the Scream movies. Kind of an unexpected twist in this one, though. But like I said, it's been a while since I've seen it, so I can't remember all the details on this one, but I remember liking this one. It Follows. This was this weird kind of STD entity. I'm not sure you ever find out exactly what it is, but basically there's some kind of entity or demon or ghost or something that is killing people, and basically it attaches itself to a person. And so if you want to transfer it to somebody else, you have to have sex with them, and that will sexually transmit it to them, and this thing will be after them until it kills them, and then it will come back for you. But if they pass it on, then they will come for that person, then back, and then back, and then back, and back through all the people. Why? I don't know. I don't think there's any explanation for why or what. But it's a very interesting movie. Definitely some really creepy scenes because it could kind of transform into any person. And so you wouldn't know that it was even following you. Like it could be your grandma or your sister, or you wouldn't even know. And so a very creepy movie. Definitely interesting. Back on to the haunt or haunted house or haunted attraction genre, we have The House is October Built. I've seen this quite a few times. Now this includes the movie and the original documentary, I believe it is, on this on these haunted houses. Now the movie actually uses footage from the documentary to kind of fill in some spots in the movie. And this is a found footage movie about this group of people who go looking for extreme haunted houses. They're tired of the regular haunted houses, and they want to make a documentary about extreme haunted houses. And if you guys haven't heard of it, this idea of extreme haunted houses, you go in there and they might tie you up or put you in a coffin or put a bag over your head. I don't even know what all they would do. They might actually like physically abuse you and try to really scare you. And it strays very far away from the idea of when you go to a haunted house, nobody inside is going to touch you. They'll jump out at you, yell at you, run after you with a chainsaw, but they're never going to touch you. And extreme haunted houses, that is not the case. I mean, they're not trying to really kill you, but they want to really make you scared and make you want to leave. And so these people are chasing after them. They're trying to find them. You know, they find some really weird people for sure along the way. And they end up running into these people that kind of seem to chase them throughout the movie until they find the Blue Skull, which is this really kind of secretive extreme haunt. And they get there. And I'm not going to say how it ends, but I love this movie, guys. It's so interesting. The documentary as well. It's so much fun. There's definitely lots of creepy moments in this one, and again, a lot to scare you if you're planning on going out to haunted houses this year. Pet Sematary, the original Pet Sematary. This one is about this family who moved to this house, and there's like a logging road or something, but the trucks go through super fast. Their cat killed, and the neighbor says, there's this burial ground, and it's like, I can't remember if it was like unholy or holy ground or something. And if you bury things there, they come back, but they're not the same. And so they bury the cat out there and it comes back, but it's like super vicious and definitely not the same. And then their young boy ends up being hit by a car, and they bury him out there, and he comes back. But again, he's like murderous. And it is kind of weird because it is very creepy. But some of the acting is kind of cheesy and almost silly. But it's definitely a creepy movie. Check that one out. This one, guys, I think is a very little known movie called A Little Bit Zombie. And I love this movie. I think it's so much fun. It's more of a horror comedy about this guy who gets bit by like a mosquito bites a zombie, and then the mosquito bites him, and basically he becomes a zombie or partially a zombie, and he has the hunger for brains, but he can still reason and talk, and but he really wants brains, and they try to come up with these different ways for him to get brains, like eating animal brains, and it's real fun. It's a horror comedy, and I always kind of like this one. I think it's real fun to watch. Another kind of horror comedy here is Broken Lizard's Club Dread. This one's so much fun. I love this movie. These people go out to this kind of vacation island, and it's more about the workers who work there. And if you guys have seen any of the Broken Lizards movies, you know who these guys are, and they're all really funny. And so they're there, and people start getting killed one by one, and they have to try to keep it a secret from the guests, but they're left clues based on songs by the kind of guy who owns this island, and they're trying to solve it. And it's just crazy, ridiculous humor with people getting killed, and like I say, a horror comedy is a ton of fun. And so the last one I brought you guys is Would You Rather. Now, I watched this one quite a while ago as well, but basically these people are brought into this room and they play this game, Would You Rather, and they have to decide what they want to do. And they're kind of like being tortured, and it almost kind of feels like Saw, and a very interesting movie. And that's the last one on the list. If you guys have seen any of these movies, I would definitely love to hear your thoughts on them down in the comment section below, and I hope you did enjoy the video. If you haven't already subscribed for more videos, check the videos, and I'll see you guys next time.